I am Chris Kaler.
And I'm Amber Fasoka Jean Cosplay, and today we're back again with you guys with Viking! Episode 5 of Season 3.
Yes, the Usurper.
Oh.
Something tells me they're gonna go back home and Lagertha's gonna have a slap to the face with what's going on. Because, yeah, the King Horik, well, deceased King Horik's son has married Jarl Borg's wife, and she's got a son now. So now basically they kind of teamed up with the guy it's a sneaky little shit that's messing with things back in Lagertha's place, and they're basically he wants to be popular. He wants to be famous like Ragnar. But he wants to do this his own way, which is a very, very shitty way, if you want my opinion on it, but still. So, yeah, that's what's going on there. Siggy's dead. That was a beautiful scene, though. That was really well done. It's really sad. I've been told that it's because the actress had to leave. It's because she wanted to spend more time with her family and stuff that they had to kill her off. But as sad as it is, I'm not disappointed with how they did that. It was beautiful, and in some sort of way, it's almost like they freed the character from all her anger, everything that made her bitter. So I'm happy for her.
I'm wondering how Rose is gonna react to her death.
That's gonna be something.
Sorry for the alarm,
Sorry
guys.
Aside from that, the war is the war. There's always going to be a war, but the fight is over for Mercia, and the new queen has killed her last brother
Because he had a wicked mind.
Yeah, so now she's the only heir. So yeah, I say let's jump in episode 5 and see what happens.
All right.
Let's go.
Where are my sons?
I have something to tell you.
Don't freak him out like that.
Where are my sons?
Oh.
Rollo! Rollo!
Where's Ziggy? I can't find them.
Ziggy is dead.
How?
Uber and Fitzurk fell through the ice into a frozen lake. Ziggy saved their lives, but she drowned, and we could not find the body.
This is my fault. I did not treat her well.
She would have saved the kids anyway.
You all know it. This is my fault.
Oh, baby.
No. At the beginning, maybe, but it changed.
It still wouldn't be his fault. She made the decision to save the kids. That was for her. That was for them. He's nowhere in the equation.
I lost one of my sons fighting for the Christians.
We have all lost someone. Brothers, cousins, friends. What is so special about you? You should know better than to mess with me.
Look at him. Look at yourself. Now we're for Ragnar the Brother.
Holy shit. Your own suffering doesn't lessen the suffering of others. They're mocking him because he's sad. Jesus. Boy. He's also under a lot of stress, okay? He needs a hug, not a fist. I think that right now Rollo feels like he deserves to suffer, and Bjorn feels like he needs to put his stress onto someone else. His anger towards what's happening with Thorun.
Who's Harbor? Who's a Harbor?
A god.
Who told you about
Who's
him?
Harbor?
Well, he has a right to ask.
He does.
I'll tell you about Harbert. I'll tell you about who he was to your son. The son you leave behind. He took away Ivar's pain. Look how peaceful he is. sleeping. He never slept before. And it was Harbard who stopped his suffering.
Yeah, but there's nothing Ragnar could have done. I know he's fleeing the responsibility, but...
Was he good? This Harbin.
Yes, he was a good man.
Well, that's not what he meant, I think. Oh, that's sad. Oh,
Ragnar, I'm sorry for your baby, but
that was pitiful. Poor man. I can take care of my kids too. Oh. That's gonna bring trouble. If she's pregnant, it's over.
I missed her.
Well, that's impossible. We have not slept together as man and wife since our son was born.
Oh my
You
god.
told me.
This is true.
It's God.
Whose child is it? Huh? Whose child is it? Oh, oh my. Oh, God. Hey!
I get why he's angry.
that's still why he's angry.
I just hope he doesn't do anything stupid.
Son,
Oh gosh.
what is it? Nothing. Then come with me.
Everything we thought might happen is gonna happen.
Has just come to me. Tell my son what has happened.
There has been some trouble, some conflict between the Northmen and some of the landowners. One of the farms of the Northmen was attacked and burnt down. Some people died.
Now you know that this settlement and my agreement with Ragnar Lothbrok mean a great deal to me.
Oh shit.
So I want someone I can trust,
Yeah.
go out to the settlement with a large force and bring these disputes to an end.
It's not the time.
But you have just returned to Essex and to your wife and child, so I would understand if you did not want to leave them again. So
Oh, I'm going further.
But I'm afraid he's gonna be leading one of these attacks eventually.
I'll go.
I think too.
And he was making, you know, efforts.
Progress.
And there's still the problem of her dad. I don't know how her dad is gonna react. She didn't say who it was, but I think it's he can guess, like he's been seeing them two watch each other and stuff.
Tell me if I will conquer Paris.
I can see that not the living, but the dead will conquer Paris.
Okay.
Not the living, but the dead.
And I also see that the bear will be crowned by a princess, which does not bode too well for you, King Ragnar.
The bear will be crowned by the princess.
Who's the bear?
Someone strong.
I've made up my mind. And this year, we shall attack Paris.
Oh gosh.
Paris. What is Paris?
By all accounts, Paris is a huge, walled, well-protected city. This is something that our people have never attempted or dreamt of before. But I have begun to think and dream of.
At least the idea of attacking a city like they used to, that makes Floki sort of happy. But I don't think this is gonna happen as easily as he makes it sound.
Why would I not want to betray him? Why would I not want to scream at him? See, I am a liar too. Being alive is nothing. Doesn't matter what I do. Ragnar is my father, he is my mother, he is life, he is sick, he is everything I cannot do. Everything I cannot be. Why am I still so angry? You tell me, wise one.
That dude is probably wondering, when did I become the psychologist of the village?
Nothing good can ever come of my life now.
It's not true.
Ragnar, if you truly knew what the gods have in store for you, you would go down now and dance naked on the beach. I don't understand. I
Is
tell
he
you
the
as I
bear?
told Ragnar. The bear will marry a princess, and I can tell you that you will be present at the ceremony.
Maybe.
We did say he fights like a bear.
Like a bear? I don't know about that.
So the gods have a lot in store for him. He's with the
Kill the
nobles.
pagans.
Oh shit! No! Oh, precious kid. And they're not even warriors! Holy shit! Leave them alone!
Fucking hell! Only because I was not gonna keep it in.
I know! Oh, fuck. I don't know how the king is gonna react to this. It's still his son. I'm for sure Ragnar and his people are not gonna be happy. So they're gonna fight back. Who are the barbarians here? They think they're so much better.
Have no idea.
There are things you do not know about this Harbert.
More shit!
This Harbert and your wife. Hilda told me everything. She told me Harbert would take Council away from her children. Away from your sons. That's what happened when you were away. Wait. There's more, Ragnar. There's much more. Do you not know who Harbert is? Harbert is another name for Odin. It was Odin who slept with his wife. The god Odin who came to cut the cat.
Jeez, that was cool! That was so freaking cool! Oh, jeez! Oh my god. He doesn't want to hear this, so...
That was so smooth.
My name and my word as King of Wessex will mean nothing to them!
I cannot allow, and I cannot tolerate treason.
Gods! Arrest this man, and this, and him, all for treason!
It's your son?
And Aethel, you think he will escape so lightly?
Papa isn't happy.
I understand why. I do too. He still needs to deal with this shit!
Fucked up, dude. Really bad.
Oh, fuck you! Fuck you!
Thank you. Thank you, my son. You did the business so well.
How could we ever have allowed these Northmen to establish themselves here? It's unthinkable. And I played my part well. Did I not?
Yes, Father. Very well.
He could be playing his son.
We have now
You
called
think?
out all
I
of
think
those
he's
nobles
not.
who question my rule, and we have reason now to rid ourselves of them permanently.
It worked out well.
No. It worked out beautifully, my son.
Oh shit! It doesn't change
Ah,
the
it ends like
fact.
this too. Fucking hell.
It doesn't change the fact that since they kill everyone, they're gonna have the Northmen's anger on them after that.
Well, now I get. Actually, it makes sense because that gives him, like you said, that gives him the perfect opportunity to just get rid of every noble that were questioning his rule, like
His
he
mind,
says,
yeah.
his word. So now Ragnar's gonna come back, but I think he has faith that if he tells Ragnar, I've punished the people that were responsible accordingly, I think he believes that Ragnar will be just like, oh, okay, that would have happened. But I mean, we know Ragnar. We know that he probably won't let that slide.
No.
And if he doesn't,
There might not be blood family, blood related, but he's still responsible for
and I mean,
his people.
even if he did let that slide, we know that there are a couple of people that won't.
No.
Like just Floki to name a few. Floki would be at the front.
Oh, he wasn't. Maybe they're gonna become Christians. They won't.
They won't have the chance.
And then Valhalla.
For a second, I was like, maybe he's trying to, fool his son as well. But I mean, it makes a lot of sense. He's a sneaky one, always planning
Sneaky
stuff.
little bitch.
Yeah, he always has another motive, but he's playing that game perfectly, though. I admire how he does it. I have to say, I never even doubted the guy. Like, I'm like, it's done perfectly. It's not like King Ayla when he's trying to, tell Ragnar, oh, you know what, we're gonna have a peace treaty. Let's baptize one of your guys and we'll be chummy. We'll be friends. I'm like, aha, yeah, I don't believe you.
Yeah.
And I will never believe
King
you.
Egbert went a long way to persuade Ragnar and us that he was trustful
And with the son, with the way the son was reacting with everything going on in his life, like it would make sense that he would turn on them. And I'm still expecting him to be really angry. And if Athelstan comes back, watch out, buddy, because I think he knows. Like he doesn't really need confirmation. He's seen them look at each other, and he's felt that sexual tension, sort of. So that's gonna be bad. Oh, that was such a shitty move to kill so many innocents. The innocents are always the ones that suffer the most when stuff like that happens. And if before we were mad because we thought the
They
prince,
suffer them more because they're easy to kill. That's why.
if before we were mad because we thought the prince was fighting them out of
Anger.
pride and anger because his pride was destroyed because of what happened with his wife, it still makes me really angry that they were used. Not even because of Ragnar and his people. That had nothing to do with them. That had all to do with the King of Wessex trying to prove that he was still the king. That was all about him just trying to say, you know what? I gave you an opportunity and now I don't trust you, so let's get rid of you in the best way possible so I can keep my title, no one is going to turn against me, and I keep the best role because he's not the one that betrayed them.
Yeah. Not the one who betrayed them.
Now, I mean, speaking of betrayal, Lagertha and Ragnar, I can understand why Ragnar would not want to fight another war, especially now that he's got dreams about Paris and France, and he's like, oh, bigger city, a bigger legacy, a bigger story. I mean, France is it's the next big stop after England. Like, you stop there next. They go together, And Paris is a beautiful place, too. Like, there's so much there. There's so much treasure, and there's so much knowledge and history there. So, and with Athelstan just telling Ragnar about all of this, I'm not surprised that he wants to attack Paris next. I'm afraid that they're not ready. If we see the scale of their army when they helped with Mercia, they struggled a little bit, and if it wasn't for Egbert and his army, they probably would have lost a lot more people. So now I don't know if I mean, Egbert has ambition as well. Maybe he's gonna send a couple people there because he might have his sight on Paris as well for the future. But right now, this is Ragnar's ambition. This is Ragnar's dream, and I fear that
I'm laughing because it's so similar. Ragnar.
I know it's kind of a tongue twister.
It's a mouthful.
But I'm afraid that they're not ready for it, and I'm afraid of what they're gonna face.
What do you think about just the prophecy of Rollo and Paris?
Well, no,
because
Paris.
You do think that he's gonna be the one who conquer Paris, and
That's not what they said. They said
No?
only dead men would conquer
well,
Paris.
he's gonna be betrothed to the princess.
He said the princess would crown the bear or something like that.
Yeah.
We don't know if he's the bear, but that would make sense because he did say that prophecy both to Ragnar and Rollo when Rollo asked, and he was saying if you knew what the gods had in store for you. I feel like he might become king somehow. But the princess is gonna crown the bear. The princess is gonna choose that person. Which princess? We know about the Princess of Mercia, but she's not.
There might be a princess in France.
There might be a princess in France that could do something like that. Mm-hmm. Athelstan is definitely not the bear, so it has nothing to do with the Princess of Wessex.
What I was remembering, what I was thinking when Rollo was talking to the seer, how we used to think and see that he was a dead among the living, and towards the end of season 1 and beginning of season 2, when he betrayed his brother and he was some type of pariah.
Yeah.
And so he had to get up, you dumb piece of shit. Well, I don't think it's maybe far-fetched to theorize that he might maybe be the one to conquer Paris because he used to be a dead among the living.
But then what does that... He's not going to do it alone, so what does it mean for the others that are going to help? Could mean that they're going to die trying, or that...
I don't know.
They have, the time runs against them.
Yeah, you're saying that... I don't know if we said it out loud, but that Rollo is fighting like a bear or like a berserker, and we got also Bjorn who is fighting like his uncle because he got the same type of body like his uncle has. We know that it won't be Ragnar because he didn't talk about Ragnar. It won't be.
Well, I mean, what he's been told doesn't really sound great for him. I'm afraid of what's going to happen. I'm afraid of who's going to die. But I mean, we'll have to wait and see. I'm really sad about how learning about Siggy's death affected Rollo. At least now he's open enough to talk about it to people. Like he's saying, I should be grateful for my brother, welcoming me back in his midst and with his group of friends and just as a fellow warrior, as a brother. But he still feels angry. I understand. I mean, his brother still has everything. He's got 2 people. Well, not running after him, but he's got an ex-wife and his current wife, and he still turns around them both, and he's got a lot of kids, and he's got a son that's a great warrior, and a possible grandchild coming. Like, and he's king, and Rollo, he had only one thing, and he lost it, so...
Yeah. I can also understand why you might thought that he's responsible for everything. If you believe that maybe the god were mistaken, and Floki said that the god are not mistaken, he might think that since he mistreated her at the beginning, it's his punishment for that, because the god took her away from him.
You took her for granted, and now we're taking her away, something like that. It's a really bad way of thinking, especially right now, because he's grieving, and I mean, he's really fragile. He's still fragile from what happened with Jarlborg, and he's not ready to face that. I sure hope he's gonna be okay. Like, he needed to let the stress go. Fighting with his nephew might not be the best idea, but that gave them the opportunity to just let it go a little bit. I think Bjorn needed to de-stress and just let go of that anger, and Rollo
needed to feel external pain to his emotional one.
And that would have... Talk about friends. You saw how they were laughing about him. Their pain. I mean, we lost sons, and we lost cousins, and we lost brothers too. And do you see us crying over it? I'm like, your pain does not lessen his pain. If he feels sad, he has the right to. I know it's a group of guys, and they're drunk, and they're coming back from war alive. So there's that high of we survived, and there's also the grief of we lost people. But I mean, death doesn't really mean the same to them as it does to us. So depending, I mean, grief is still there, you know. There are people who are like, I don't care if my best friend died, he's with the gods, and it's to me, it's a celebration. You know, Floki probably felt really sad when his best friend died, but I think deep down he kept telling himself that it was written in the stars or somehow, and that the gods had decided that it would happen this way. He was just more mad that it happened fighting for the Christians. But Rollo and Ragnar too, when they lose people that are close to them, they don't react this way. They tend to be really, really sad, and just they feel these emotions, and sometimes they feel angry about it. Compared to, for example, Horik, who was like, oh, we survived because the gods told us we would survive. I mean, he didn't even grieve for a second about his second son. You remember?
Maybe he did, but we didn't see it.
It's
feel amazing how much you can hide from people's eyes.
I mean, when you're with a bunch of guys that believe that death is just another beginning, and you know, you don't want to appear weak, so you're not going to cry in front of them.
You want to keep up this image of strong warrior who does not fear death because of promise of being in Valhalla.
It's a very self-destructive behavior. You're not allowing yourself to grieve. It could lead to a lot of problems. It could lead to emotional trauma, and later on it could lead you to do something stupid when you're in battle, for example. But at least he's talking about it. It's really funny how the seer has become the psychologist of the village.
And what is your problem? Oh, I don't know, sir. I keep having dreams of my wife leaving me for another man.
The old times when Earl Haraldson would come to him and be like, tell me about my future. And now it's, I feel angry. Tell me why I feel angry. But it's good. I mean, at least they're talking about it. And I mean, it's not always like that, and people like them don't react this way all the time.
I have a question for you though. Do you think that maybe it would have been better for Rollo with Sigisted if she died during a fight or battle than just dying?
No.
By drowning, just save.
I don't think it helped that it was to save Ragnar's son, because he's already feeling like an inferiority complex when it comes to Ragnar, and to know that he lost the only person he cared about, or one of the only persons he cared about, because she saved Ragnar's sons. It's not Ragnar's fault, but I could see why his first reaction would be to be angry at Ragnar and his family. She died because of you. It's not a logical reaction, but it's an emotional reaction.
He needs to put the blame on someone.
Yeah, and he put it on himself. And then it's not enough, it's not helping, so he needs to put it on someone else. So he's putting it on the only guy who can take it.
Oh my gosh. We talk about it, but that move from Travis, it was so smooth.
And it was him, like, it was still him back on the ground. I'm like, for a second I was like, is he having like, is he weak for a second? Like, what's going on?
I thought he was sick or something, but no.
That was so smooth.
I was scared that, oh my God, he's gonna hurt himself.
And I mean, his anger, like, let's go back to the story, but his anger is also really believable. Like, you know, he knows deep down that his wife slept with the Wanderer, and if he didn't guess it, at least Floki, I mean,
confirmed.
He said it straight. He confirmed it. So he's sitting there and he doesn't want to hear about gods, about how it's destiny, about how we should not feel angry about what happened because the gods decided it. No, he has a right to be angry because his wife slept with someone else, and because she slept with someone else, his kids felt abandoned. They felt abandoned, and Siggy died. You know, it's a chain of reaction that started with this, and he's angry, and we both know he doesn't love her. I mean, he said it to Athelstan. He's like, the only reason I'm coming back here is for my kids. Not my wife, my kids. He doesn't love her. He never loved her. He kind of managed her. She's the mother of his children. I think he respects her, but he kind of convinced himself that he loved her, but not for the right reasons. And now that she slept with someone else, I think there's a part of him that doesn't care, doesn't give a shit, because he doesn't love her. And there's another part of him that feels maybe like, he doesn't feel like a good dad. I don't think he feels like he did his job. Like, he's bringing it back to himself, which is why he went to his son. Like, when she's like, oh, he was there for your kid and you were not there. And he goes to his son and he's trying to prove, like, you know, see, I can be a good father too.
There's that, but there's also the fact that he went away on Raiden. Asla didn't take care of her children.
Yeah, I know, but why?
Arbor then.
Why? She's bringing it back to him. She keeps saying that it's because he's not there for his kids, or it's because he's not there for her. And we know that it's true. He's been, especially since Ivar's birth, he's been really distant, and we knew it was going to put a strain on the relationship. And I feel like he's telling himself that he doesn't really care that she slept with someone else. Like, he's not gonna hit her or be really angry or shout at her, at least not now. But
he did the same. He's in a wrong place to do that.
Yeah, he did the same to Lagertha. So there's that. But I feel like he believes it's all like a big sack of problems that he doesn't have time to care about, and it's always his fault somehow. Floki blames him for everything that happens back in England. Rollo blames him for every single thing that happens in the family. Aslog blames him for everything she does and everything the kids do.
Lagertha is angry because he doesn't want to help her reclaim her land.
I feel like he's tired. He has so many dreams for the future, and he just wants to look ahead. He wants to look ahead, and they keep making him look back, and he's chained to these problems, and he doesn't want to fight for everything that's going on, which is why he wanted to talk.
They just took a boat and just leave, like, sick it up, bitches, I'm leaving.
No, because he's got kids back home.
Maybe when they're older? Does they need help from him anymore?
It's sad to see him destroy himself like that and just go through all this, because we feel that he's tired. We feel how just he needs a breather. Like, he's so much more peaceful when he's with Athelstan, just talking about countries far away that he wants to see. And then he goes back to his problems, and it's just more shit. And there's more shit happening in England right now.
I can see the end of the series, guys. Ragnar and Athelstan are leaving on horses at the sunset. That'd be beautiful.
Ragnar and Athelstan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I ship them. Just leave Aslog. You know, you've always belonged with Athelstan.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're gonna move on and see what happens in England.
Do you think that Athelstan's gonna learn that he's gonna be a father?
Of course he's gonna learn. It's a drama show.
He's gonna learn.
Or maybe he's not gonna be a father. What makes you think that they're gonna let that kid live?
Hope. I'm a hopeful girl,
She's
guys.
married to someone else. You know, that's not... Christians don't look fondly on this thing. Anyway, we'll have to see. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode with us. If you want to see the next one right away, it's already on Patreon. The link is in the description.
Yep, so don't forget to subscribe if you want to watch it now. And if not, wait for the next one to be up on YouTube, guys.
Very soon.
Yep, so see you there.
Bye.